आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello everyone. So the question is, all the lines in the triangle in the rectangle coordinate system shown in the figure are either horizontal or vertical with respect to the x-axis. Okay. So then we need to find what is the area of the figure, this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So basically we need to find the area of this figure. Okay. So see guys, how we'll proceed over here. Guys, I will try to divide this figure into 3 rectangles. See how. Now if I join this imaginary line over here, so this can be a triangle. Let me name is at O, and if I join, I cannot name it as O, let us name it as P. So P, and if I join here this line, draw a line parallel to this line FE, and this line is also parallel to this line AH. Okay, so these are all I'm doing according to the conditions. So if this is P, then this point here is Q. Okay, so now the whole figure is divided into 3 rectangles. 3 rectangles. And what are these 3 rectangles? A, B, H and P plus C, P, Q and D plus P, Q, F and E. Okay. So these are the 3 rectangles. So basically, for calculating the area of the whole figure, I will just calculate the area of these 3 rectangles and just add them up. Clearly, I will get the area of the whole figure, because these 3 rectangles together combined make the whole figure. Okay. So let me first deal with this triangle over here. Okay, so A, B, H and P. Now this triangle, what is the length and the breadth? Because for calculating the area of the triangle, I need its length and breadth. So I need the length of HP and AH. Okay, so for calculating this area, I need HP and AH. Now guys, what is the length of HP? HP will be equal to AB, because this is a rectangle, so opposite sides will be equal. So HP will be equal to AP, or sorry, AB. So what is the length of AB? The difference between the x coordinate points. So if you join this, so the difference between this length AB will be 4 minus 2, because this is the length, this length is 2, and this length, this whole length, this length is 4. Why? Because these are the x coordinates. I'm dropping a perpendicular on these x points over here on the x plane. These are the perpendiculars I'm dropping. So this length is 2 and this length is 4. Since this gives the x coordinate, so the length of AB will be 4 minus 2, that is 2 units. Okay. Similarly, for AH, you can see that this point coordinate is 3. Now, since this line, all they say that the lines are either horizontal or vertical to the x-axis. If this line is parallel to the x-axis, then here the y-coordinate must be constant, because what is the because if this is parallel to the x-axis, so the the y-coordinate of this point will be constant. So A will be equal to 7, because if you join this line, so this y-coordinate will be constant. Okay, so the value of A is equal to 7. So if this is 7, so I know the value of 7. So similarly, as I calculated it for the x part, so similarly for the y part, this whole length from the origin will be up to A will be 7, and this length up to H will be 3, because these are the y coordinates. This tells the distance from the origin to the point. So if you join this point to the x-axis, y-axis, so this will be 7 and this will be 3. So what is the difference between them? So this length will be 4. If this is whole 7, this length is 3, so you just subtract them. So this length will be, so AH comes out to be 7 minus 3, that is 4 units. Okay. Now I know the length and breadth of the rectangles. So the area will be how much? So the area of ABHP will be equal to simply 2 into 4, or rather HP into AH. So this is equal to 8. Okay, so I know the area of one rectangle. So okay, let's move on to the second one. So CPQD. So again, I will do the same things over here. So let us see. So for this rectangle, I again need the length and the breadth. Okay, so what is the length? Length is this part and breadth is this part. So I need the length of PQ and DQ. okay, or rather CD or CP. Opposite sides are equal. So PQ is equal to CD, and what is the length of CD? Similarly, the difference between its x coordinate will give you the length of CD. Okay, so the CD will be simply 7 minus 4, that is 3 units. Okay, why? Because similar the x coordinate, because as I explained you earlier over here, this length, whole length is 7. Again, this whole length will be 7 because this is the x coordinate. So this length is 7, and again this length up to this point is 4. I already calculated. So what will be this length? This length will be how much? 3, obviously. And this length will be equal to CD, obviously, because these two lines are parallel to each other. Okay, now I know the length of CD. So what more I need to find? So I need to find either CP or DQ because both of them are equal. So if I find any one of them, I can calculate the area of the rectangle. So the length of CP will be, I know the value of x coordinates of this point, or the y, I need to know the y coordinate. Since point P and point G are joined by a line which is also parallel to x-axis, so the y coordinate of point P will be, I don't know the x coordinate and I'm not interested in it, so let us say h. So the y coordinate will be same with G because this is parallel to the x-axis. This line PG will be parallel to this line in the x-axis. This line will be parallel to this line. So the y coordinate will again be constant over here, as I mentioned over here. So as you can see, that this is also proof that the coordinate of point H is also, the y coordinate of point H is also 3. Okay, so the y coordinate of point P will be 3. Now this is 3, and this for point Q also, this will again be the same thing. So for point Q also, this will be 7,3. Why? Because this is the points that are joined on that line that are vertical to the x-axis. So the x coordinate of these points will be same. So it will be 7, 7 and 7. And the y coordinate will be again the same logic. This will be parallel to the x-axis. So the y coordinate will be constant. So this y coordinate will be 3. So the length of rather CP or CP will be equal to DQ. CP will be equal to DQ, and the length of DQ will be again from the same logic. This is 5, this is 3, so this length is 5 and this length is 3. So the difference between, so this length will be 5 minus 3, that is 2. Okay, so the DQ will be 5 minus 3, that is 2 units. So I can now calculate the area. So the area of CPQD will be equal to CD into DQ, that is 3 into 2. So 6. So 6 and 8. Okay, now this is also done. So let us calculate for this one, our last one. So this is the triangle. I know the coordinates of all the points, I guess. Yes. Okay, now this is pretty easy over here. So I know for the length part, if this is 6 and this is 7, again from the same logic, you just subtract the x coordinate points and you can get the length of FE. Okay, so the length of FE will be simply 7 minus 6, that is 1 unit. And for calculating, I know the length. So for the breadth part, QE, it will be again, you just subtract the y coordinates. So that is 3 minus 0. So this will be equal to how much? 3 units. Okay, guys, here the comparison, the difference between the x coordinates will give you the length of the breadth, because this whole length is 7 and this length is 6. This whole length, this OE is 7 and this OF is 6. So I can just subtract it. Okay, I can get the length of FE. So FE is 1 and QE is how much? 3. So I can easily just multiply them. So the area of PQFE will be equal to FE into QE. So this will be equal to 3 units. So this will be equal to 3 square units, obviously, because we are multiplying. So if I just add them up, these, this and this, so it will come up to be 8 plus 6 plus 3. So the area of A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H will be equal to 17 square units. Okay, so let us check the options. So yes, option D will be your correct answer. Okay, I hope you guys understood. Thank you very much.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।